Hi traders, Anthony here. So we're just taking a look at Luna paired with USDT at the moment. I've just shorted this. Just quickly, before I get into the video, this is the second video in the series that I'm wanting to make on how to grow your crypto account. We started off yesterday. I only had a couple of trades. Spent most of the day making videos basically, so I wasn't really active trading. I guess the idea with this then is just, when you are active trading, what you're doing is worthwhile. You don't have to be trading all day, but the trades you take preferably are quality trades rather than going for the quantity, if that makes any sense. Anyway, we're looking to build this account, yesterday's efforts, and today we have this one position open here. And I'm going to be explaining how I use the indicators and how I look at the markets, so it's kind of going to be a bit of a tutorial on that as well. So what we have here is this red triangle down, and it's given us a break of market structure. You can see where the cloud lines up here, so it's a break of this previous low to the downside. We get the pullback. That's our entry short. I want you to notice something here. We trade down this level here, we pull back to, well, let's just look at these highs here. Then what happens? Trades down through this level, creates a new low, look back, what have we got? Trades back up to where? This level, breaks through, back up to, these levels are important. Trades back down, we break through here, and then we get a pullback. You can see the pattern here, and you can see where market found support and resistance, like these lows, it stalled here. Trades back up to this level. So it's important to look at these ranges and consider them as potential targets. Where's the market likely to trade to? My stop loss is above this level here, so that's another key level, and you can see we have these red dots, green dots. Right, so I've got my stop loss slightly above here. The other thing we have, where it's currently trading, there's these two yellow lines here. This is telling us that this level is a key daily level of resistance. So the market is most likely going to react off this. Can it smash through it? Absolutely it can. It has done many occasions. But what we want to do is just go back and have a look at this level here. It's a daily level. So let's just pull this through. I actually wanted to take profit when this was in the money, and I got caught up in the video. Never mind. So this is a daily key level. Now if you have a look back, see how the market traded here. It acted as resistance, support, resistance, support, support, resistance, support, resistance, and now this helps me to build my argument to short this going against this momentum here. So I'm forming a plan in my head, like what do I want out of this? What am I seeing and what do I want out of it? We also have this break of structure, these highs, lower lows on this higher time frame here. Until I see a break and retest of, this diagonal running through here and this daily level here, let's just pull that through. I'll call that resistance. My bias is going to be to trade at least a pullback. Okay, we've got this double top kind of thing forming here. Now, if we happen to get a break and retest, if this breaks through here and then we get a retest and fail, then there's a cue to actually go long with obvious levels for target. So we can see that we've got on our indicators here. So until I see this break and retest, my bias here is for the pullback before anything else happens. So what I'll do, I'll just pause the video here and come back to it in a little bit. So what we're seeing here at the moment is this is starting to range through here now, through this level. The only thing we need to be careful with here is notice this big V formation. This is quite a deep V with a strong pullback with a lot of bullish momentum here. So that's the only thing that I'm concerned about with this trade. So we don't know whether this is gearing up for a reverse head and shoulders, looking to trade long. We don't know where this is going to go. That's the thing. So my main thing is just looking at the markets and just moving with the momentum and taking in what's obvious. At the moment, this is traded into this. So the probability factor is in my favor for at least a pullback, and to give me enough room to then pull my stop loss down to slightly better than break even and be in a risk-free trade. So that's what I'm looking for here. So we're starting to get a little bit of traction here. Now we can get closer to the action. We could go down to a 1 minute time frame and have a look and see what that looks like. We have the daily, this yellow line here. Now we're starting to see a little bit of a breakdown here on the 1 minute. Okay, starting to see this sort of rounded topping formation here. We've got our first red down arrow giving us this break of, I'll just increase the cloud so we can see it clearly. Just bump it up a little bit. I want to define the edges a little bit. So on the 1 minute, this is a trade into the cloud. Okay, it's not an ideal setup. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my stop loss. I'm going to actually pull it down now to slightly better than break even. And if that takes me out, it'll be $16 in the money at this point. Given how bullish this has been and the big V formation that we saw, I'm more comfortable to do this and protect the account and just make sure that there's no risk involved. Going back to the 4-hour chart, we can see the setup and we can see this is a big level and that this has potential. I've actually dived in a little bit early. Generally, I like to see another red triangle, right? And that would tell me that we get this set up. I mean, if you're going to be entering trades like that, it's better to come down to the lower time frame and wait for the setup on the lower time frame. I did jump the gun a little bit early because I saw the opportunity when I was willing to take the risk. But now we're starting to gain a little bit of traction here. There we go. There's our second red alert. So this is telling us now that we've got a breakout of. We see where the thing is here. We've got a breakout of this range now to the downside. That's in our favor. And then what we need to see after this then is retest and fail. We should get a little bit out of it. I mean, can this just roll over here and trade back up? Absolutely it can. You can find some support. Where are we? Let's have a look. Through this range here perhaps. It might find support here and do this. It might be really wanting to tackle this daily level and move up. So that's what I'm talking about. That V formation on the 4-hour time frame. So if you are going to be trading the lower time frame, it's a much higher probability if you wait for the second, the break out of the cloud and the retrace. Okay, so have a look at the indicators. See this middle line here? That's the mean. All right, so we really need to wait till we see a pullback into the mean, and then this falls over here. All right, so we could see something like that, given that we are trading into this more or less like a point of control through here. If we look back further, there it is. If we look at both these ranges, this one and this one, we can see that we have a more or less like a midline running through here. That would be our point of control. And then that coincides with this low. So let's just clear all that. Now we're getting our green dot. See how it's overextended? So we could look to trade that up. But if there's a lot of momentum, you would have entered here and you would have taken your money here. It's telling us it's overextended. It's traded away from the mean. All right, so we need to see most likely some kind of pullback back into here, and then what we want to see is the failure. Hope all this makes sense. You can trade these dots. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. This one was short-lived. Let's have a look at that. See how this one here, I mean, it's telling us that the market's overextended. That's what it's meant to do. And it absolutely is. But see what happens? There's more momentum here that pushed it up. This is why I like to take my money early. So if this was a short and you went for your 70% within a few ticks, and your stop loss got taken out, so let's just call this one a loser. The loss involved here is completely negated when you get nothing under there. These kind of winning trades. Some of the signals that I do like actually are when you get a red dot, for example, followed by this and that. That's usually quite a good setup. Here we go. We've got that down here, see? We've got our green dot and we've got our break into the cloud, arrow, up triangle, and then we've got the break out of the cloud. That's a nice setup. Keep an eye out for those, actually. Yeah, break into the cloud, triangle, preceded by the same color dot. So now, my thing with this is we could look to take 70% of our position, so we're banking some money, because this could pull back and blow everything out of the water here. So why don't we now close the position, partial close. There's 100 units. I generally like to take 70%. So let's just take 70 units and we'll do that. See, now we've taken our 70%. We're building our account. Go down, we can have a look now. We've got 3 profitable trades in here. 1 open position. Now the other way you can do this is while you're trading, is just have these open. So you might have a few positions running here, and you'll be able to keep an eye on them and click on them, and it'll open it up in the chart. You can click that. So this now is completely risk-free. We've banked a bit of money. I'm going to leave my stop loss where it is. I'm not going to follow the price with it. And there's method to this madness. Let's have a look at that on the 1 minute chart if you like. And I've explained this in previous videos, but if that's your entry, you've taken your 70% and your stop losses here. You gain a bit of ground and you pull your stop loss up to break even. So now your stop loss is in here. Money's in the bank. You'll still make a little bit here, and you give it breathing space basically, because this could pull back down however far, could take you out, yeah, or it could continue up. So you want a little bit of breathing space so that you get these opportunities here. And again, this is why I like to take my money early. Always 70%, that's in the money. But then this one, 70% taken out here, and you leave your 30% in, and look what you've got. Now, this is starting to shape up nicely. We've taken money out of the market. And the question is, well, where do I close this trade? We can have a quick look at that. The easy answer is, let's say that this was your trade here. You could look to close when we trade into the cloud. Okay, that's one way. Some of these work out really well. Let's just go back here and have a look at this one, for example. Let's say this was your entry down here. Break out of the cloud, back into the mean, there's your entry. Well, exit would have been up here. Okay, so if this is worth, say, $100 in dollar value on your account, well, that's pretty worthwhile. So let's just go back over here. You could stay in here until we break into a cloud on the 1 minute chart. So that's one way we can look at that. The other way is to go out of here into, say, a 4-hour chart and get a higher time frame perspective. Have a look at previous levels of support and resistance. Find some targets. So we've got this level here. Could be. We'll just call that a level. So, I mean, you can use the indicators. Let's call it support. Target 1 was up here. That was our target 1. We've already taken money out. Target 2. Just look for the obvious. Okay, so we've got some dots along here. Come back and see where there's previous dots. Okay, so we got a dot over here and a couple of dots here. So we go with that. Right at the bottom of this move here. So you could even look to pull your TP up slightly above that if you wanted to. So we're just clearing these dots over here. You know, you can take partial profits, so you could even take more money out if you wanted to, and then, you know, you go for the next level down. Have a look left. See these dots here? Okay, so we're going to work with these levels where the market is likely to interact. So this would be another level we could look at, and then of course we come down a little further, we've got this low, etc., etc. So before I wrap up the video, let me just take you over to my website. This is it here, tradingwithanthony.com. There's a little bit of info about indicators, a couple of videos in there. Have a look at this. Gain members-only access to the indicators, my trading tutorials, private VIP Telegram channel. You gain access to that. Really valuable information. Trade signals that only get posted into the members, so that you get real-time signals. Take some of my trades with me. Members only access. Here's the thing with this. Give it a shot. For whatever reason, if you decide it's not for you, you get refunded. There's a 7-day money-back guarantee. So guys, jump on board. Go for this. It's the most popular. There's the button to subscribe. Join me on this journey. So with that, guys, I hope you have a great day. Safe trading. See you in the next video.